I used to do that for my kids. Even if I just went to my mom's for the day, I'd pack 2 outfits because you never know what kids are going to get into.
Okay. Was there ever an extended period of time, more than, let's say, 2 days, that Casey was outside of the house with Kaylee? I'm sorry, that Casey and Kaylee were outside of the house with Zanny prior to the disappearance?
Casey was never consecutive 2 days. It was only 1 day at a time before June.
So there was never a period of 2, 3, 4,
nope.
5.
I'm saying 1 to 2 times a month.
I got you. So there was never an extended period of time as we go along that she's out of the house for a week at a time?
No, not prior to June 16th.
Zanny's curling iron and movies, where did those come from and who gave them to you?
I remember about a year ago, Casey actually it wasn't a curling iron, it was a hair straightener that Casey had at the house, and I saw it, and I asked her, I said, where'd you get that? She said, Zanny gave it to me. And same thing, about a year or so ago, Casey had some videos, and she said that Zanny didn't want the videos anymore, so we had some videos at the house. So I gave them to John Allen and Carrie Roderick from Missing Persons because I thought that there might be fingerprints on them. And I also gave them Kaylee's airbed at that time that Casey bought specifically for Zanny's apartment if she ever had to stay overnight there.
Okay, so she would bring the airbag with her to
stay? Casey
had
had the airbag in her car, so if she ever needed it.
Okay, and where was the airbag?
The airbag's with the sheriff's department.
Okay, so how about the time period when she was gone and supposedly had given it to Zanny, the child? Where was the airbag then?
What do you mean, supposedly?
Okay.
Clarify that question, please.
Well, we're going to get to it in a second, but there came a point in time when your daughter was supposedly, according to her, gave Kaylee to the babysitter, or the babysitter had the child.
What specific date are you talking about?
June 15th, moving forward. All right. So at that point in time, the airbag that you're telling me about...
Casey, from my understanding, never gave Kaylee to Zanny.
Okay. I think you understand what I'm asking. When she went missing on June 15th...
She didn't go missing on June 15th. Okay. It was June 16th.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. June 16th, moving forward. Was this airbag, this air mattress that you're telling me about, was that in Casey's possession or your possession?
That was at the house at that time.
The house, meaning your house?
Yes.
Okay, so this wasn't a trip where, as you said before, that there would be times when she slept over and that the air mattress would have gone with her. This wasn't one of them. Is that right?
No, from my understanding, on June 16th, Casey was going to pick Kaylee back up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever time it was.
Well, you were aware of the presence of the air mattress in your house. Is that right?
I didn't know it was in the house until I started going through things.
When was that?
Actually, I didn't even think about the air mattress until the day that I gave it to John Allen, and I can't remember this specific date, but it was the day after they did their first search of the house.
So the date they first searched your house would have been after the 911 calls. Is that right?
Yes.
When was the date of the first search of the house?
That's what I'm just saying. I can't remember the date of the first search of the house, but it was the very next day because of what they were looking for in the house is when I started thinking that next morning. I was cleaning, and when I saw the hair straightener, I said, oh my gosh, because they were looking for evidence at that time. It was the first time they were actually looking in my house for evidence. So I thought something that may have fingerprints or hairs on it. So I went through closets, I went through things to see if anything would trigger in my head something that they could use. So I also gave them her favorite movies like Bambi and different things so that they could take fingerprints.
We're kind of getting far afield, and I appreciate it. I kind of want to focus on...
You asked me a question, and I'm explaining
Well, I'm not doing a good job at asking, but let me ask this. This air mattress that you're telling me about, this was something that Casey used to take with her to Zanny's so that her child could sleep on it. Is that right?
If she thought that she might be staying late.
Okay. So it wasn't until after there was a search of your house that you actually thought about whether the air mattress had been taken to Zanny's house or not?
Like I said, I happened to stumble across the air mattress, and I had forgotten about the air mattress. I didn't realize that it was here. For all I know, it could have been in someone's apartment. You know, Casey, I mean, she could have left it at Zanny's house. I hadn't seen it until I started looking for it. It was in a spare closet.
Did you ever tell investigators that she used to take this air mattress over to have her daughter Kaylee sleep at Zanny's? Did you
Yes,
ever
I did. When I gave it to John Allen, that was the reason I handed it to John Allen.
Let me back on up. Prior to the time you handed it to John Allen, there were other times you talked to investigators.
Again, I forgot about the air mattress until I ran across it when I was looking specifically after they searched the house on the first time, so I wouldn't have had a reason to think about it.
So during the 31-day time period when Kaylee, in your mind, was missing, that you didn't...
31-day period, Kaylee was not missing in my mind.
Okay, there came a point by July 3rd, at least, that you thought she was missing. Yes.
No, I did not believe that Kaylee Marie was missing until July 15th.
Okay,
if I would have thought that Kaylee Marie was missing before July 15th, I would have called 911 before July 15th.
Okay. We'll get back to the air mattress in just a bit. You had a MySpace account, did you not?
Yes, I opened a MySpace account.
And you actually would post on MySpace, right?
I posted it for my daughters, for Casey's benefit only, because I didn't have any friends on MySpace, and I did it.
Let me hand you, and we'll go ahead and mark this as an exhibit. And that's, you recognize that, don't you?
Yeah, I know it. I wrote it.
Okay, you wrote it, and this is something you put on MySpace, correct?
Right,
And
for Casey, and I tried to get her to be my friend so she could read that.
All right, so what is the date of that posting?
July the 3rd.
All right, and you say what? What is the title of the posting?
My Kaylee is missing.
All right, so is it fair to say that when you wrote this, your mind was that Kaylee, in fact, was missing?
No.
Okay, so that doesn't mean my Kaylee's missing doesn't mean what it
No.
says. All right. So on July 3rd, did you ever think to go look for this air mattress or find out if, in fact, the air mattress had been taken over to Zanny's house?
No.
So this wasn't until sometime later that you thought of it, and you didn't
I didn't think of it until I ran across it when I was looking for things in the house that could potentially help the sheriff's department.
Okay. Now, you told me a few moments ago that there was a time period, I guess, when she would stay over at Zanny's house. Did you ever have any notation anywhere of when those times could have been? You know, in other words, some people keep a diary, a calendar while it's going on. Can you direct me specifically from this May or March time period on through to June? What days would it have been?
I have no idea.
You have no idea, and there's
I have
no
no
way,
idea.
and there's nothing we can look at to tell us.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Let me clarify a couple other things here.
And any maybe one, and the only time Casey ever told me, the only place that Kaylee would ever stay over was they were crashing at Zanny's.
All right, so the crashing at Zanny's, I'm going to talk about that. Is that what you're describing to me, that she would say to you she was crashing over at Zanny's?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and those times she was crashing over at Zanny's, it's your recollection that she would bring the air mattress with her?
No, when Casey knew that she may work late, or what she had told me, what she would work late, she would take the air mattress and have it in her car. Okay? And if she felt that it was too late to come home and to disrupt Kaylee, she would stay at Zanny's and stay overnight, and then she'd be home the next morning.
Say she was crashing. Okay,
she was crashing at Zanny's.
So,
and that way she could sleep on the couch or wherever next to Kaylee in the air mattress, and then pick her up, and then bring her home the next day.
So there would be times, and you physically saw her taking the air mattress with her when she left with her daughter?
No, not really.
Okay, did you ever see your daughter?
Because I wasn't there when she would leave to take Kaylee.
Okay. So all this about whether she had the air mattress or not, again, that's coming from Casey. Is that correct?
From my understanding, I believe I saw the air mattress in Casey's car quite a bit.
All right. So,
but it wasn't in Casey's car when we got the car on July the 15th.
Right, I understand that, and we're going to get to that. But I want to kind of focus back on this time period. When she's staying over at Zanny's house, you're saying that when she would work late, she would take the air mattress with her. Is that right?
No, what I'm saying is if she thought there was a possibility, if Zanny would watch her in the evenings, she may have the air mattress with her. If she watched her during the day, she may not have the air mattress with her.
And this was, again, from March to May of 2008?
No, actually, I stated before it was probably from January.
January to May 2008.
Yes.
But I think, and maybe I'm wrong, we've already established, as of now, you know that she did not have a job, so she would not have been working late between January and May of 2008.
That's my understanding.
All right. Now, how do you